Hello everybody, welcome to Monday Morning Must Knows. My name is Merlin Rothfield, and here are 3 important things to pay attention to for the upcoming trading week. Now, as usual, we'll start things off with earnings, a very slow start. On Monday, we start things off with Workday. Now, that's just one of 807 companies, slightly less than last week, but still some major names. And what's important this week is it all really revolves around one sector. Let's see if you can find out what it is. Let's go to Tuesday, which brings us Salesforce, Target, Baidu, Kohl's, Nordstrom's, Ross Stores, and Urban Outfitters. Wednesday brings you Viva Systems, Abercrombie & Fitch, and American Eagle Outfitters. Thursday, you've got Broadcom, Costco, Best Buy, Marvell Technology, and Burlington Coat Factory. And Friday, rounding it out, we've got Dole. Let's have a little pina colada for the weekend. Now, in case you didn't figure it out, all those ones in red are retailers. Now, the last retail sales number we saw was actually pretty rosy, so we'll have to wait and see how these earnings post, but just decided to post them there saying, look, we've got a lot of retail companies reporting earnings this week. Now, let's move on to something that's much bigger, much more impactful than those earnings, which is going to be some central banks. Yes, we hear so much right now about the U.S. potentially raising rates in March. Well, wait a minute. There's a lot of other central banks around the world, so let's take a look at 2 reporting this week which may be raising their rates. Now, the first one to look at is the Reserve Bank of Australia. The Southern Hemisphere right now going to stay at 0.1%. You can see it says equal 0.1%. Now, there is a lot of talk about raising rates, but right now they're expected to stay the same. And what's interesting is their neighbor to the east, New Zealand, has gone from 0 to 25 basis points to 50 to 75 to 1 full percentage point over the last few months. So New Zealand aggressively raising rates, and Australia's over there on the side saying, hold on a second, we'll just take our time. That's happening Monday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be that Australian dollar announcement. Now, there's another one happening next week as well. That's the Bank of Canada. That's going to be Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and they are expected to raise from 25 basis points to 50 basis points, so a slight increase there. What makes this so significant? Well, right now we are in the midst of, let's call it an inverse currency war, right? For the past few years, it's been cut it and get as low as possible. Now, all of a sudden, with the threat of inflation and some struggles with the economy, central banks are kind of trapped. How do I fight inflation? How do I keep my economy going? How do I keep unemployment low? All of these factors really coming to a head right now, not just for the United States, but for Australia, for New Zealand, for England, and all major countries around the world. Now, our final piece here is one that's very interesting to me. As you know, I created a cryptocurrency program for Online Trading Academy. We have a digital assets program and a Crypto Investor Live, which does 4 hours a week of live interactive sessions online. Crypto is fantastic. However, there has been a huge decline in the market capitalization of crypto. If you look at this chart, it shows you the total market capitalization of crypto, and as you can see, that peak was $3 trillion, and it's now fallen to about $1.6 trillion. That's almost a 50% decline in the value of all cryptocurrencies out there. And you're probably scratching your chin going, well, why would that be? I know some of you think crypto is a scam. Others think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread and it's the future. Whichever camp you fall into, it is shrouded in mystery right now. What do I mean by that? Well, right now we are lacking rules. We're lacking regulations. We are lacking the concepts behind what is this stuff. Is it a security? Is it not a security? Is it a cash? What is it? So we are going to have a very important announcement this week. It was actually scheduled to be last week, but this week there should be an announcement, an executive order from President Biden. Now, why is this so significant? It's because that uncertainty and not knowing these rules or what these cryptocurrencies are and how they fit into our financial system, that has created a decline in the markets because of uncertainty. Now, this coming week, we have multiple, announcements that could be impacted. For example, you can look at one here like Ripple. Ripple was designed to be a payment system, a cross-border payment system to maybe replace SWIFT. That right now is under SEC scrutiny because it is deemed to be a security. Well, we don't really know what that means. So hopefully we'll get some clarity on what a security is. Next, you have things like stable coins. What about DAI? What about Tether, USDC, UST? What are these things, and do they get covered by FDIC insurance, which would make, of course, us as investors very happy. That might come out this week as well. Move on to things like privacy coins. Is there a way for us to stay anonymous? Do governments like that? Do they want to fight that? We'll get their stance on privacy coins. And finally, you have things like exchanges. There are so many exchanges around the world, over 400 different exchanges for cryptocurrency, and not a lot of rules around what those exchanges can do. So we've seen a huge decline in the total value of cryptocurrency over the past few months, simply because of indecision, and maybe it's got a little bit too much move to the upside due for a retracement. But when we get clarity, when we get clear understanding of what is a stable coin and how is it protected, what are the rules that the Security and Exchange Commission is going to put on those, what about securities, what are brokers, all these things need to be ironed out, and we should get some clarity on that this week with the executive order from President Biden. That, my friends, is your Monday Morning Must-Knows. We'll see you next week.